Hello there, my name is Gilly, and today I'm going to show you this ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous spider farm. This farm is able to produce over 58,000 string per hour. 58,000! And if you're wondering why you would need so much string, well, you've got to craft bows using string, and if you craft bows, you might as well use them to craft dispensers. And who doesn't love crafting dispensers? But no, seriously, the main reason you would want to have a farm like this is if you want to have a ridiculous amount of wool, because you could use 4 string to craft 1 wool. So this farm will then give you over 14,500 wool per hour, and that is white wool, not dyed wool. So it has the advantage of giving you lots of white wool power, but if you want coloured wool, you're going to need a very good flower farm in conjunction to this, or you just build a sheep farm like anyone else would. This farm consists of 9 modules, and each module has 3 spawning layers, along with 4 portals on each layer. And these portals allow the spiders to be transported into the Nether, where they will be killed. Using Nether portals means that we get rid of the spiders quicker and therefore free up the mob cap, so that we can spawn even more spiders. At the centre of each of these modules is 3 iron golems, 1 for each layer. So here you see we have an iron golem, and it has a line of sight into this layer here, and that means they have line of sight to the spiders, and when spiders have line of sight to an iron golem, they are hostile towards an iron golem, within 16 blocks to be exact. That means we're able to build up a very simple module using a very simple mechanic. Of course, we need to make sure that we spawn only spiders, and the way we do that is using these slabs here, these dark prismarine slabs. I mean, you can use any slab you want, I've just used dark prismarine. Spiders require a 3x3 by 1.5 volume to spawn in, and these slabs restrict the height in which mobs can spawn, and it's only able to allow the spiders to spawn. And like every hostile mob, they also require a light level of 7 and below to actually spawn, so this area here allows that. Not all of the area here is able to spawn spiders, so the smooth stone blocks that are close to the Nether portal, for example, are too high of a light level for them to spawn, which is why there are more as we go further out. So the reason we have glass on this bit of the spawning platform, so this edge of the sort of circular shape that we have here, is there to stop spiders spawning there, because if spiders spawn here, they don't have line of sight to the iron golem, and therefore just stay here and take up the mob cap, and they will despawn randomly over time. However, it will still take up the mob cap, and we don't want that. However, the glass here is for a different reason. It's to allow pack spawning. Every time that spider is spawned into the world, it will be either 1 to 4 spiders, and this will allow more spiders to spawn in this area, because the way the pack spawning algorithm bit works is that it sees that you could have potential spawns here within about 5 blocks. So 5 blocks, about 83% of all pack spawns are successful. They will actually spawn into this area here, which means we get even more mobs per tick in the spawning space. This farm has also been built as low down as possible. Now, I think this is 1 block higher than it should be. However, it's still going to be pretty quick. The lower you have the farm, the quicker the rates will be, because the height of the farm is what actually matters for the spawning algorithm. It will check the highest level first and then work its way down. So basically, the higher you have your farm, the slower it will be. You could build this at any level you want. However, I would recommend building a perimeter and building it as low down as possible in the world. Of course, another factor into trying to increase the amount of spiders we have is to have more modules, which is why there are 9, which means we have more successful spawns per tick. So it will increase the efficiency of the farm. And to make sure that we have a low enough light level to spawn the spiders, we have this big roof here. These prismarine slabs come out about 20 or so blocks away from the central area, or at least this dark prismarine platform there. And on top, I've just decided to color code where each of the modules are, using smoothstone slabs there, and then the prismarine brick slabs on the edge. And also having this bit here still encourages pack spawning. So the player will AFK at this block here on this sea lantern, and this white concrete is there just to stop phantom spawning. And on the Nether side, we have 3 portals here to make sure that all the spiders that go through any of the portals actually make it into the Nether, into the killing chamber. And as you can see, these portals are actually sliced at the bottom. What you do there is you use a process called update suppression, and what update suppression will do is allow you to break the bottom obsidian blocks and keep the portal intact. However, if you don't want to use update suppression, you could just keep it as a usual portal, and all the spiders will still fall out, and they should stay within this entire area. You may find that some of the spiders end up hitting the glass wall and they will start climbing up it. And as you saw from the time lapse, there's a lot of spiders coming out of the portal every second. There's going to also be a lot of string drop. Now, spiders drop 0 to 1 string when they die normally. They don't drop spider eyes. By default, your player has to kill them in order to get spider eyes. So this will only produce string. If you want spider eyes, you should probably use a witch farm or a looting hostile mob farm. And as there is a lot of string to collect, we need to use hopper minecarts. They are the quickest one to collect, and what we've got here is a hopper minecart for every single row of magma block. And this farm is basically symmetric. There is the same sort of design for the hopper, minecart and loader system on both sides. It's a pretty standard hopper and loader. Minecart goes onto this hopper here. It then takes an item out, which activates this comparator, which then powers this redstone torch, which then basically turns the redstone torch off. And it really is powering the block, which then turns off the redstone torch, but you get what I'm saying. And it then goes through this repeater, which basically turns this rail off here, and the minecart will stay there, unload fully, and then when it's fully unloaded, it will then go back on its way. And the items come out of the dispenser here. Sorry, it's a dropper, not a dispenser, into the cobweb, and the cobweb allows the items to stack up more, and then the items will fall onto the funnel. Once the items fall onto the funnel, they will be pushed into the center here, and then onto this central block here. Items that fall onto these blocks here will be pushed down into the center, and same for that side. It's very symmetric. And then when they get onto this bit here, they are then pushed forward get pushed onto the central contraption here, and then fall down on this terracotta here, and then get pushed along the blue ice path. Now, the redstone for this is not too complicated. Basically, what happens is every time these droppers have an item in them, it then powers these redstone here. So this is effectively a massive OR gate, and it will power this piston here, which will allow this redstone block to fall down and power the system here. Now, what this system here is effectively a 1-tick pulse generator with a pulse extender at the end, as well as an on and off safety switch. So this line here, powering this piston, which extends this block here. And basically this block allows the clock be re-engaged if there's items going through the dropper. As soon as the droppers have no items through them, then this entire system will get turned off, and the items will just remain there and despawn unless it gets returned back on again. This pulse extender effectively allows there to be a time delay between each time the funnel is activated, and that is done by this falling edge monostable circuit. Effectively, it's an observer that gets extended, which powers this white stained glass, which it doesn't actually power it because it's a transparent block. And when the piston unextends, then it will power this white block, and then it will reactivate itself if this block here is extended, which is what happens when it's turned on. And it then goes and activates the funnel itself. And this is all symmetric, so they will activate at the same time, which is done using these powered rails and observers. And then a short time later, you will get the powering of this central funnel bit, and then the powering of this funnel. The way that the item is pushed along the blue ice path is that this observer sees the item fall through this string, which then powers this piston, and the sticky piston is able the slime block is able to push the items all the way along to the center, and it's the same on that side. This entire thing on this side is exactly the same as what I've just showed you, and they will then fall down to here, and this is effectively the same sort of thing with a slightly longer delay to allow the fact that you're going to get items coming in from here and from here quite quickly, and it's to make sure that no item gets stuck over here. And then this bit here is just the same as before. And here we have the item sorting. And now the item sorting is purely for string. So all of these item sorters here, which are ImpulseSV designs, although these are double hopper speed, so the double hopper speed item sorter is an Mango design. I will link that in the video description. And yes, as I was saying, all of these are string, and we only want to collect string in this farm. Now you could collect bones and arrows, however, I didn't want to do that. You don't get that many per hour. All of these will pick up the string, but not the bones and the arrow. Now, the reason we have bones and arrows is because of spider jockeys. There is a very small chance that spider jockeys will spawn in the farm. The reason we have so many item sorters for string is because we've got to process quite a lot of string, and these are all the hoppers you need so that all the string will be collected. There's no string going to fall down onto the characters, at least in the testing I did anyway. So once the string falls into these item sorters, they then go into the shulker box loaders. There are 4 of these shulker box loaders. These are JCraft's ×4 hopper speed shulker box loaders. It's a very good design. I will put a link in the video description for his tutorial. And once the shulker box is fully loaded, they will then come down into these chests here. You can see we have a lot of shulker boxes of string. And occasionally you do get a few string that come through, but that's the nature of this particular shulker box loader. However, it's not the end of the world. These lamps here just indicate whenever this slice is full. So once this slice is full, so once this is completely full and this hopper here starts to fill up, then it will power this comparator and then power the redstone torch ladder down here, which will then activate the repeaters here, which activates the redstone lamp. So this will activate whenever an item's falling through. Although it might not be quick enough to do that, actually. I didn't see during testing. However, it will definitely activate once you actually start filling up items into that hopper there. And then it will move on to this slice, and then once that fills up, then you're going to, that's going to turn on, and then, go back into that slice, and then that turns on, and then onto that slice, and that turns on. So with over 58,000 string power, you do get just over 33 shulker boxes per hour. So you're going to fill up over half a double chest every hour. Now here the walls are just for decoration and the floor is also just for decoration. What I've done here is I've indicated that this red square here is the central chunk that is in which the nether portal up there is in, and these 3x3 chunks here, the grey ones, are the chunks that are fully loaded. So all of the chunks here are fully loaded. The sea lanterns here are the edge of that, and they're not the edge of the chunk, sorry, they're outside of that chunk, and these will be lazy loaded. So the reason I've showed this here is because this is the entire area that's fully loaded by the nether portals when the spiders fall through. You don't have to worry about trying to load any of this part of the farm up. It will be loaded through the spiders coming through the nether portals. I made sure to keep it all within that 3x3 chunk area. Also for decoration is just this platform going along to a nether portal, and this nether portal is not connected to any of the portals in the farm itself. I made sure it wouldn't be. It then allows you to go to and from the overworld and to your storage and all that from the farm. Once you're back in the overworld, you're here to the farm. You should make your portal reasonably far away. This is probably slightly too far. You just got to make sure that you don't have any of those portals there linking to the portal on the nether side to get to the storage. So this has been a shorter video than my previous videos. That's because there's not as much to talk about in this one. However, I hope I've covered everything in the farm. If there's anything missing, please let me know in the comments and I shall answer. If you like this video, please give it a like and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this. Bye bye.